400 cities, and a growing network of trade deals that provides frictionless access to important new markets in Asia and Middle East. And we believe our partnership can offer more than perspective of new customers. It can help identify new partners for collaborations and new investors for expansion. Our dynamic business ecosystem can offer globally minded Indian businesses and a compelling platform. Light touch regulation, low taxation, world-class digital infrastructure, and high-caliber multinational workforces. Programs such as the Next-Gen FDI are attracting pioneers and fourth industrial revolutions to set up and operate in the UAE and advance the developments of new clusters of excellence. And in the last 12 months, we have welcomed the global companies in fields of as diverse as robotics, precision fermentations, AI, and hybrid aviation. I encourage everyone here today to explore these opportunities, and I offer the full support of the Ministry of Economy should you choose to pursue them. We are also keen to pursue more investment opportunities here in India, especially those represents the stake of our collective future. Last year, the UAE announced the 2 billion investments in integrated food parks across India, and we follow up with the support of 300 megawatt hybrid renewable energy projects in Gujarat. And Lucknow, I was able to see new joint ventures as well that will support 20,000 jobs in renewables, logistics, retail, and food processing. These are investments that go beyond the bottom line. They highlight the potential to reshape our economies and deliver a carbon-neutral world. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the UAE-India CEPA is a regional partnership of a global significance, one forged between two nations who share more than 5 decades of friendships and mutual respect. And it's one we must continuing work together to improve and whose benefits we must promote. Over the last year, our nations have recognized that our economies work better when we remove barriers, facilitate cooperations, and engender trust. I hope everyone here today carries those same values into second year of agreements and continue developing the networks that stimulate trade and investment flows. It is why events such as this are so welcome, and thank you and wish you a very productive forum. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. May I request Shri Piyush Goyal, Honorable Minister of Commerce and Industry and Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution, Government of India, to address us. Thank you.
Thank you, His Excellency Dr. Thani bin Ahmed Al Zayudi, the Minister for Foreign Trade from UAE, Commerce Secretary, both Ambassadors, Excellencies, Mr. Anshuman Magazine, all the members of the delegation from UAE and India, all the distinguished captains of industry from both countries who have joined us this afternoon. Friends, this is truly a defining moment that after a record speed with which we finalized the India-UAE FTA, and probably a world record at that, we were also able to bring it into effect in just about 2 months after the signing. That may also be a world record. Probably we need to do some research on that. And the very first year, a period where people are still getting to know each other, people are still engaging and building relationships, we've seen a significant benefit flow to both countries and a growth in our bilateral trade. We really have been able to take this relationship, this brotherhood, this friendship to greater heights on the basis of our mutual trust and respect for each other, our people-to-people linkages, and the spirit of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The world is one family, which is the theme of India's G20 presidency, where the UAE is one of our most valued guest countries who will be participating in the G20 through the year and of course finally in the Leaders Summit in September. We're indeed grateful to UAE for having accepted the invitation, and we look forward to very fruitful engagements at the G20, both during the ministerials and at the final Leaders Summit. Prime Minister Modi had once said, we consider the UAE as a valuable partner in realizing the objectives before the country. The CEPA, in some sense, lays out that roadmap of how we can take this relationship to greater heights, and the ambitious target significantly increased from our original target, where we had looked at $100 billion of bilateral trade. Today, we have agreed to change that to $100 billion of bilateral trade without including petroleum products. Non-petroleum bilateral trade to be doubled to $100 billion by 2030. I believe our business persons will help us not only reset that target very soon, but be much, much more ambitious so that we can make this CEPA truly a vehicle for growth and mutual prosperity of both economies, providing jobs, providing work opportunities to lakhs and lakhs of persons in the UAE and India. And the fact that this first bilateral engagement after the signing of the CEPA, to celebrate CEPA, the implementation of the joint committee under the CEPA, and the setting up of various committees that were proposed under CEPA, including the Committee on Services, will help us truly reach much more ambitious targets going forward. Excellency, we have just seen the onset of the monsoon in India. Monsoon is probably called Mausin in Arabic. Mausin. And in India, we believe that the monsoon brings happy tidings. It brings joy, it brings prosperity. In a way, it brings good harvest in our agriculture and prosperity for the people of India. And I'm sure your timely visit to India, right at the time that the monsoons have touched our southern shores, will help us leverage the tremendous latent potential that this relationship has, and our business persons on both sides will help us take this forward. A number of our startups are present in the room. That's another area of significant engagement, where we are creating where we have created a startup bridge, and we'd like to see much deeper engagement between the startups and investors on both sides to expand India's opportunities, India's openness, and India's growth potential. We have strong fundamentals in the economy. Our last year's growth has been 7.2%, one of the best performing economies in the world, certainly the fastest growing large economy. We have strong foreign exchange reserves. A Bloomberg report recently said India, and possibly UAE also, has zero chances of recession. Morgan Stanley came out with a report on the last decade and the fundamental significant transformation that has happened in India in the last decade, and looking forward, how they see India emerging to not only become the third largest economy in the world, but also an economy of the size and scale which would grow in an unparalleled manner from $3.5 trillion today to very, very significant levels. My own estimate of growth in the next 25 years is that from a $3.5 trillion economy, we will be at least a $35 trillion economy, if not more. And I do believe we'd like to see this CEPA and this brotherhood between the UAE and India play an important role in this growth journey of the next 25 years. We are two economies which complement each other, which work very seamlessly in expanding trade with each other. We see gold coming in from UAE. We see our jewelry exporters who are also present here, expanding the export of finished products from India. We see our textile sector having huge opportunities. We see our engineering sector, our automobile sector, our home furnishings and ceramic sector So many areas where we can grow this partnership. Food security of UAE is a commitment that we have made to ourselves and to both countries, that we'll always stand ready and willing to support any requirements that the UAE may have. We have exporters of meat products in the room here today, and I can assure all business persons from both countries that we are two governments, two ministers and two set of officials ready and willing to address and resolve every trade issue that any of you may face in a fast-track manner, with speed, with agility, so that we can scale up our partnership to address the growing challenges that the world faces today, be it sustainability, be it volatility, be it the uncertainties of the Ukraine conflict. There are so many opportunities where we can take path-breaking ideas forward, just as we are taking forward the idea of rupee dirham trade and the engagement between the UPI and the UAE companies, so that the India stack, the financial inclusion potential, can be leveraged by both countries. We are very happy to hear that we will soon see Abu Dhabi Investment Authority set up in the Cape City. Most of the glitches and questions and issues have been resolved, which will accelerate inward investments coming into India, and the growing presence of UAE investors, be it Mubadala, and I believe they've recently decided to do a large investment in India, be it Rajya and other large investors from the UAE who are looking to invest in energy, in emerging technologies, skills and education, food, healthcare, defense and security engagement, startups, and the like. Let's go ahead with the win-win approach. Let's collaborate and forge new relationships together. Let's transform and expand this partnership so that our destinies, which have for centuries shared close links, can truly expand to much greater heights, and the opportunities that we can see before us expand like the vastness of the Arabian Sea. Thank you very much, and let's look forward to hearing from our business persons, their ideas and their desire, and how quickly they are looking at meeting the big targets that we have set. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister. Thank you, media personnel. I'll request you to leave, as we're going to have further discussions. Thank you for coming today.